4 short months until the 2012 NBA Draft. I'm Kelly Nash, joined alongside sports columnist for the Charlotte Observer and Raleigh News and Observer, Rick Bonnell. Great to have you with us, Rick.
Thank you for having me.
We're here to talk top picks today. Now, Rick, in your eyes, who do you see from the ACC going in the first round?
Well, there certainly would be at least 4, assuming that all the underclassmen turn pro. Harrison Barnes from North Carolina for sure. He's probably the best shooter in this draft prospects. John Henson, the center from North Carolina, because he's such a good athlete. Probably the first senior who would be taken is Tyler Zeller, also from North Carolina. And if he wants to be, Austin Rivers is certainly going to be in the mix for a first-round pick.
I didn't hear you mention Mike Scott. He's making quite the case for ACC Player of the Year. You don't see him going in the first round?
I don't hear a lot of talk about his name. I think that in some ways he's going to have to do some more work in college before the NBA sees him as an NBA kind of player. There's not an automatic translation there.
Now, of the 4 high profile you mentioned, you've got Barnes, Zeller, Henson from the Tar Heels, and Rivers, very young still, from the Blue Devils. Where do you see them fitting in the NBA system?
Well, Barnes is the easiest person to translate because he has such a highly defined skill set. He is going to score anywhere he wants to. Henson's going to have a little bit of a problem in the sense that he's going to have to really gain some weight to have the bulk and strength that he needs to play inside the NBA. By comparison, Zeller doesn't have nearly as high an upside as Henson, but he is going to more immediately fit into the situation. The complication with Rivers potentially is that we're not really sure at this point whether he's going to be a point guard who scores or an undersized shooting guard. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what Kemba Walker has gone through with the Bobcats.
Interesting, and I haven't heard you say Kendall Marshall. This may be one of the weaker NBA drafts, but where do you see him fitting in? Well,
specifically, Kelly, it's not a point guard draft. The last few drafts have been dominated, frankly, by point guards. The first 3 of the last 4 first picks have been point guards. There is nobody in this draft who just blows you away as a point guard. The fact that Marshall is so good a facilitator, the fact that he had 13 assists just the other day, that would get him into the first round. The issue that scouts wonder a little bit about is whether he can get his own shot.
The draft still a ways away. Players still going to make progress until then. You can catch the draft on June 28th. Kelly Nash, Rick Bonnell, thanks for joining us.